everybody, welcome back to the channel, and we have some good stuff today. Actually, this is a double, triple play video. In other words, there's three things that I'm trying to do, three things that I want to do, three things I have wanted to do for a long time. So first of all, turn the camera over here. I'm getting my grill on. My wife told me I need to cook some stuff out on the grill. It's about 95 degrees out here. It's 5:30 in the afternoon, but my wife wants some stuff on the grill, so that's what we're going to do. But the other thing that we're going to do is something that has been desperately needed. I've been trying to get it done. You guys know, you've watched the video, so I'm going to show you what I got. I'm going to show you where I could tell you where I got it, and I'm going to tell you exactly why it's so important. Hang on. Some of you guys are going to be like, oh no, not again, but here is what we have. Badlands ZXR 2,500 pound winch. Yes, after much deliberation, I have come to the realization that I have to have the winch working for me to be able to use my Maverick to launch and pick up the boat. I know it's easier to get a trailer, but it adds so much more to the expense. And it's not just the trailer that I'm talking about, because I can get a trailer. I looked at it while I was at Harbor Freight, $4.99 plus some tax. So yes, the trailer would be a easier solution for me getting the boat in and out of the water, but I'm trying to do it economically, and I just don't want another one of those trailers. I've had at least 3 of those trailers, and I've sold them with the boats, same type of boat that I have now, that many times. Here in Virginia, we had to pay personal property tax on the trailer. You got to get the trailer registered. You got to have a tag on it, all that. I just don't want to do that. In addition to that, the places where I go that charge you to launch, you've got to pay parking, and if you have a trailer, then it costs you a bit more. Even as you'll see in the later part of this video, place where I went on yesterday to go fishing, to park and launch my boat is 10 bucks. As soon as I say I have a trailer, it's $15. Takes up the same amount of space, but they can charge you because you have a trailer. But that's not what we're trying to do. So this winch has got to work. And if you all saw the first video when I even tried the winch system actually worked when we used it to pick the boat up. And yesterday when I went fishing, I launched the boat by hand, got back to the dock. Now, launch is not a hard thing. Pushing the boat off the truck is not hard at all. But when it comes to putting the boat back on at the end of the day, when you've been out there in 80+ degree heat, even before 1 o'clock yesterday, I got back to the dock. I went to try to push the boat up on the boat. And what happens is you're in the water enough so that the back part of the boat wants to float and move around. So as you're trying to get the front part into the truck, the back part is bouncing around, and it's just difficult. It probably took me 15 minutes to get the boat out of the water, get all my stuff out of the boat, load it on the truck. Whereas if I have this winch working, I can pull the winch cord all the way out there, pull the boat up, position it so it goes up on the truck, hit the other button, pull it on the truck, and just get out of the water, and then I can move my stuff around if I need to. So this has got to work. It's got to work, or else I'll have to get a trailer, and I really don't want to do that. So this Badlands ZXR. Now, the other winches that I purchased were all around 120 bucks by the time they went out the door. This one at Harbor Freight was 89 bucks. And it comes with a wireless remote. Woohoo! Is the wireless remote going to work? I'm confident that it is. And here is why I'm confident. Because when I bought this winch for 89 bucks, I also purchased the $15 insurance warranty, whatever you want to call it. He told me if this winch breaks in half, if it stops working, whatever, you got 1 year to bring it back, get all your money back. So I won't be out nothing, but I'm confident that it's going to work. So let's unpackage this thing. We're gonna hook a battery to it, and we're gonna not even mount it to the board or anything. We're gonna take it, use the remote, and see if it works. Hang on. Okay guys, what is the first thing we notice as soon as we open up the box? We have directions, and the directions are in English. Now, was this made in China? I don't know. I haven't seen anything to indicate yet. Yeah, it probably was. But it has some nice directions. The picture of the winch is the one that we have, not one that, some other different kind, shape, sort, or feel. Activate the wireless remote. There it is. By pressing the on-off button for 3 seconds until LED lights up. Press extended or retract to operate winch. Okay, that's what we're going to be testing, because in the previous ones that I got online, we tried all that, and neither one of those from that company called Zeke worked. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. Hold on to your hats. We test fitted, and as you can see, it was mounted on that board, but what I was missing, and I did have to go back and get another piece from Harbor Freight, and I'll let you guys know what it is, so just in case you do this. I had to purchase the Badland Winch ATV mounting plate. $5.99, no big deal. I'm glad that they even had one. Now, the other already had a mounting bracket with it. I was able to mount this ATV winch onto the board. It did fit into a couple of the holes, but then as I looked at it closely, I had no way to mount the what do you call that thing? The thing where your cable goes through. Sorry, it's actually called the fair lead, which is where the cable goes through, and this actually guides the cable in and out so that it goes in and out smoothly out of the winch. It does not get tangled up. So we went to Harbor Freight, we got the mount, so let's get it all mounted in there and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay guys, here is the final tally on this bed winch design. How does it perform? Does it do what you wanted it to do? Is it the answer to the guy who wants to load his boat by himself? So I'll have to let you be the one who answers that for yourself. So I'm going to turn the camera around and I'm going to show you what we ended up with. Okay, there's everything all mounted up into the back of the truck. The board eventually will probably have to be replaced. Why, you might say? Because we put so many holes in that thing, mounting two different essentially two different winches, that it has so many holes in it that it has weakened it. So I'll probably end up buying another a 2x6. I'll probably get another 2x6, a very good quality treated board. That's supposed to be premium quality right there, but what is premium quality anymore? But that's the final setup. The control box is mounted over here to the right, and the wired control on this particular winch is a little bit different than the others. The others, and of course it being an ATV winch, it would have a bracket that would allow you to mount it to your handlebars. This one just has a hand gripped switch, and it works fine, but you do not have to have this plugged in at all when you use the remote. So that's one less group of wires to fool with. Now this is I have two 2x6s together, but like I said, we had so many holes in that thing. It's strong and it is working, but to pull something safely. Now, disclaimer, this setup is for me to pull into the truck bed a boat that weighs probably, with everything that I leave in it, pulling it in, maybe 200 pounds, 225 at tops. So it's not that big a stress on a 2x6. Now I set the battery right there because it does also help to hold this down. I don't think it will pull up, you know, out of these. I don't even think that's possible, but just as an added precaution, it is, you know, a cool thing just to put the battery on there. Now, I did mount this battery fuse block. Well, it's a circuit breaker basically. I mounted it right there. In hindsight, as you can see, that positive wire is stretched a little bit to reach the battery. I will probably, well, I won't probably, I will just unscrew that from the board and just let it hang loose. You know, it is secured, you know, all the way around the winch up to that point anyway. It allows you more flexibility as far as mounting your battery and sitting it in and out of there and moving it around. So I'll just take the screws out of that. The other thing, this winch is a stainless steel cable, which is strong, but the Zeke winch that we had, the synthetic rope, which is all I need to pull the boat, and it's less abrasive on your other items. Now I pulled this in the Maverick a couple times, and it did, you know, put a little mark on there, but I wouldn't normally do that. I just did that for this video purposes. See what I do for you guys. But when I have the T-bone in place, the T-bone actually keeps the rope up above that, and I'm going to illustrate that, and then we'll finish this video there. Okay guys, what better way for me to show you how this works than for me not even to be in the picture and to use the wireless remote to pull the boat in, and then I'll illustrate how we load the boat after we get it up to the T-bone. So here we go. As you can see, the wire cable is going across the T-bone and it does not touch the truck at all. So here we go. All right, we get it that far, and then you have to have some human assistance as you guide it in. So I'll get in there now. So a couple of things you need to be aware of when you do this, if you're going to have this same kind of boat and pull it into your truck this way, there are a couple things to take note of that are an issue. And like I said, this is not the end all to be all. It is a alternate method of carrying your boat should you be by yourself, should you not want to buy a trailer. Will I end up buying a trailer? Probably so, but not this year. And there are a couple of reasons why. Not because I can't haul the boat this way, but for practicality and safety for my back and things that I have a problem with, it will be way easier to use the trailer, even though I'm going to have to bite the bullet, pay more money for the trailer, and pay more money to launch and all those things that I'm trying to avoid. So let me tell you why this may not be for you. I'm gonna turn the camera around. Okay, if you notice back here, look at this. When you pull the boat in, this is what is going to happen. If you can see that, it's pulling on top of this, and you have to constantly be aware of that and move it like that to get it back in there. That is an issue on both sides because it is, well, it'll usually do one side or the other. And right now, this side is over. It's over to that side a little bit more than this side. The other thing that it does is these little rubber booties right here. Yesterday, this one pulled out. And it has a plastic rivet that holds that in there. And I was able to pull the rivet back out and to remount that back in, but it pulls those out. So it's putting a little bit of wear and tear on the edges of the boat. Yes, you can wiggle it and make it pop down below that, which is what I normally do. And it's not a huge issue. See how it is closer over this way? So what I do is kind of move it over a little bit and it settles down. But be aware of that. Just be aware of that. And then once the boat is in that far, you just basically give it a shoved all the way into the, not a terrible thing, but I have my oar mount there. Somehow take the oar out. So it's not a perfect situation, but it's not, you know, it's not a game changer, and it's not a deal breaker either way. So be aware of that. Once I get the boat in that far, normally I just push it the rest of the way in, and then I take the straps and tie the boat down. Here in Virginia, you can have as much as 6 feet outside of the rear of the bed, and this 10-foot boat puts that right to the test. It's a 4.5-foot bed, so if you push the boat all the way in, you have a little less than 6 feet out. And with the T-bone, that's pretty much nullifies that whole deal anyway, because you have something that's bracing it. The T-bone is one of those things that makes. We are riding out into Maverick this morning, and we are going fishing. I've been trying to get this boat of mine in the water all year. We have had our issues with the winch. Matter of fact, we've gone through 3 of them and none of them have done the job that they were supposed to do yet. I have one more chance. I found something this morning, but we'll deal with that later on. But for today, we are heading out to do some snakehead hunting. Some of you guys who tune into my Fisher Amen channel noticed you haven't seen any entries on there all year since we purchased the boat. And that's because this boat has only been in the water one time, and that one time I forgot the cord for my transducer for my fish finder. So even then, we did not get to where we wanted to be. Today, we are getting a late start. I had some issues loading the boat. Actually, the issues were me. I should have loaded the boat last night. In hindsight, I will do that next time. And my goal today is going to be realistic. I want to catch one, just one. Now, if I catch more than that, it'll be fine, but I want to catch one snakehead. I have not caught a snakehead since last year when I did the fishing trip in the catamaran, and that goal was to catch one snakehead. We took it out on the very first time to the spot that we go to, and I did catch a snakehead. So that's the goal for today. Okay guys, here he is. I'm about to let him go. Good sized catfish. Not a snakehead, but hey, he'll have to do for the day. Maybe we should weigh him. Looks like about maybe 3 or 4 pounds. So it is what it is. I'm gonna let him go.